Okay, if this is your first day on Matrix, today we're going to talk about the main menu, the display menu, the snaps, the infos and settings, layers, projects, and profile placer. There are many things we're going to start with, and today let's do something. Let's talk about the interface in Matrix and how it exactly it works, and what exactly you need to know in the beginning on your day one. So let's go on options. I'm gonna type options here, and let's go with the appearances. Here I don't need anything, but I do like to have crosshair, and in files I'll save it for every 5 minutes. So in this way you save your file in case of some error or power down or whatever. So general, I'm gonna change it to 100 undos, and in modeling aid, snap every 45 degree, and I'm gonna unmark snap to lock objects. Okay, and then here nothing special. In toolbar, well, I guess everything else is fine, so let's hit OK, and that's it. That's the only thing you need to do in the beginning on your first day. And let's see more about the views. Okay, so Matrix has 4 views: looking down, through finger, side view, and perspective. In looking down view, you can use your scroller to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, and if you need to maximize, oh, I forgot something, so let's go back in options, and where is it? General, no, modeling aid, no.
Modeling aid,
Yeah, I know, so it has to be, where is it? View, yeah, here in the views, this should be checked. Okay, single click maximize, so that will enable us to maximize in one click. Okay, so it's updating the settings, and if I click once, it will open up, it will maximize the view. Okay, so if you need to maximize, you need to click here once, that's it. Okay, so in this 3 view, 1, 2 and 3, you can pan by using right mouse click button.
is this same
No, it's different. It's the side view, and this is front view. It's like for example,
this is side view, but
yeah,
see, you can see it's like the
yeah,
same.
all of this graph, they look same.
Even this one.
Yeah,
And how we can differentiate?
you need to look here.
Maximize?
This is y axis and this is x axis.
Okay.
This is z axis and this is x, and this is z and y. Okay, so where am I? Okay, so if you need to what, I forgot.
Because you're acting. That's why you forgot. Acting is more.
Okay.
Shine.
Let's just, what is your problem if I do
No,
something?
that's why you forgot.
I forgot because you interrupted me. That's why.
Pause the fight with me, then play again.
Okay. Wait a minute. Where was I? Yes. Yeah, you can pan the view by right clicking on it. Okay, on all of these 3 views. So what is pan? Pan is like to adjust the screen, to bring it down, left, right, up, down, and the same thing here. But you cannot pan here with the same technique, like it will rotate,
Okay.
because this is specialized to see your 3D models.
Right.
Yeah, so what if in case if you need to pan, you need to press shift, okay, and then you can pan it. Okay, all right, so let's understand the concept of matrix, like how does it work, and how you should be doing this properly. So every time you see this section here, this is called the command history, the command bar. okay, and every time you select something you need to read it here in order to understand what exactly the software is asking us to do. So if I go here and then if I press, let's say if I press this command, it says start of polyline. So it can
now
be,
I remember from there once you were teaching.
yeah, so it can be, it can be anywhere on the graph. Okay, this is the graph we have. This is like a it's a grid, and each of this grid is about 1 millimeter. Okay, and we have a snap over here, so it's 1 millimeter. If we switch it on sorry, it will snap, like it's gonna stick to it. Okay, and we will not be able to click anywhere else. It will be just in an intersection of the grid. Okay, in case if you don't understand anything, you need to ask me. Okay, so that's the grid part and start of polyline. So let's do this, start, and once you start, it says next point of polyline.
So
okay,
how you are pressing here?
yeah,
Then okay.
yeah, I did it with left mouse button, left click on my mouse. Okay, and if there is anything on right, I will let you know, like I will specify that you need to press right click. Okay, if there is a normal click, you need to do the left click. There is nothing right on it. So next point of polyline, click, left click, and there is nothing hold and drag, like there's nothing to hold, you need to just click it. Okay, and that's it. In case it's you see when you do it, it says press enter when done. So in matrix, if you need to finish something, enter can be your right click button, your space bar button, or your enter button. Okay, you can use any of these three options. So here I feel much easier to right click and it will finish off the command. Okay, so when you see this blinking line over here, this blinking cursor, it means there is nothing going on, like you are just idle. Okay, there is no command running right now. So if I right click again, it will again open up the last command I used it. So the last command I used, it was polyline. Okay, so it started it again with the polyline. And here you see when I move my mouse to this end, it's indicate like this is the end. Okay, this means it's an O snap, like in Rhino there's an O snap, like you can actually switch this on and it will help you to get the exact position on your curve. Okay, so if I click this on and then it says end, so you need to click on it. If you, in case if you need a mid of this line, you know, from this to this, from this end to this end, you need a mid, you need to switch on the mid. This is the mid. We'll talk about this later on.
So
but
we can keep it on then
it's depend, like, you know, usually you don't need all of this, because sometimes when you switch on and you have a complicated design, it's disturbing you. You only switch on when the moment you want it. Okay, so this is just like, you know, it's helping us to connect to the right end of the line. Okay, that's it. This is finished here, and you can see there is nothing to do. Okay, so you made a line using a command.
This is done, this shape.
This is done, yeah. Okay, so any of this command you need to select, you need to left click on it, and then you need to understand what the software is asking us. Center of circle. Okay, and the center can be F4. So F4 is the center of the axis, which is 0 0 0 0, z axis 0, y, and 0 x. Okay, x y z. F4 is already you know,
circle.
No, it's not a circle. This is the position we have used in the option. Let me open up. See, on keyboard we have set the F4 as z0 sorry, x0, y0, and z0. 0 means the origin point of all the three axes. Okay, that's why whenever there is a center, it's much easier to press F4 and then you can just start it from there. Okay, so F4 diameter. Now there is an option for diameter. There's more option here, like radius, orientation, circumference, area. We're gonna talk about this later on. and I will only teach you what I really use and what is really important. You don't need to understand all of the
this.
option. Yeah, okay, it's much like in the beginning it would be more complicated for you. So circle, always we do it in diameter, so diameter, and then you can type like 20 millimeter. We are working in millimeters, okay? So all this dimension we are entering, it's in millimeter. Okay.
Usually in generally.
Yeah, generally. Okay, so this is a 20 millimeter circle, and that's how the command works. Okay, so delete this one. Let's talk about selection. Okay, how do you select? We are just generally talking about how the software works. So let's take this, and let's take this over here, and okay, so you see when you hold something, okay, when you click on some object and then when you drag, okay, this is called drag. You see here, drag object, okay, and it's
so
not
it's
really
here you can see the explanation of the actions.
exactly. So here, you know, I really don't like drag. I never drag anything on Matrix or Rhino, because it's a kind of habit which will you know, make you in which it will get you in troubles when you have big objects, and then by accident if you try to, you know, drag it, it will be, the file will be crashed immediately.
Then how was your doing this?
I never drag it. I avoid, you know, clicking on it and then dragging like this. Never do this. Never ever do this. Just select this. If you need to move, select, click here, and then just type in, if you have a value like 20 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 5 millimeter, and then press left click. It will do its job. Okay, but don't do the dragging stuff. Okay, clear? Okay, for the selection, when you move your mouse from right to left, okay, this is called dotted box selection. You see this dotted box over here? Dotted box selection. This means like when you just move this box over the object, it will select the object. Okay, it will select this. In this color indicates the selection of the color of the curve of the object. Okay, so if I drag this box over this three object, all these three will be selected. Okay, if I do the same thing over here like this, it will be selected. Okay, and if I do a complete box selection, that means I need to bring everything inside this box. Okay, it has to be like this. In case if I do it like this and then you know, it's not working, it's not selecting, the reason is it's not completely inside the box. Okay, so it has to be like this for the selection. And the third way of selecting is to click on it. Okay, it will get selected.
Which was the first one?
The first one was the dotted box, and this was the complete box, and then
Dotted complete.
yeah, and then you click on it for multi selection. But then again, if you need to do more than one, you need to click on it, then you need to press shift. Okay, and then you can continue adding more objects in your selection. And then if you need to remove something, you need to press control. Make sure you don't press on this graph, you don't press on the C plane. This is called C plane. If you press, all the selection will be gone. Okay, so if you need to remove something, you need to press control and then click on the object, and it will remove whatever you clicked on it. Whatever you click, it's on you. If you need to add again, you need to press shift and then you add. Either way, you can add by clicking on it or by the dotted box selection or the complete box selection. It's up to you. Okay, clear? Okay, so this is called this is the C plane, this graph over here. And what you can do is, normally we are working with the 3D software, so that's why we have this 4 views over here. So I will just show you something over here. Let's take a circle. I'm on looking down. You know, looking down is a kind of top view. Okay, Matrix, they changed this name into looking down on your ring or through finger or side view, whatever. So F4, D enter, 20 enter. This is the circle from this view. So let me just explain you a bit here. Now what I'm doing here now is I'm just making a extrusion. I'll do a 10 millimeter extrusion just to explain you what really looking down and all this stuff.
How I'm making like 10 millimeter?
You need to type. I'll explain you everything.
10?
Yeah, what I did here was just typed it. Okay, I'll explain you that. Okay, imagine if this is a coin. Okay, 1 rupee coin or whatever coin. You're looking down on it. So this is the coin. I have it over here. So this is called looking down. You're looking down on it. Okay, that's why it's called looking down. And then this is the through finger view. Like imagine if this is a ring, you know, I have my finger inside, so that's
But
why
again, it's not like this.
it is like this. It's not a rectangular over here. You see here, it's a circle, cylinder. Okay, it looks like that, but it is not like that. Okay, and then same thing over here.
The other side.
Okay, if you need a better explanation, then what I will do is I will write something. Front. So okay, you see now. Oh, let me do this again. Front with the solid and 1 millimeter. Okay, and I will click here. Okay, you see this is the front, and here see this is the part which I've selected, and this is the view from here. Okay, you see this is your object.
This is nice.
Okay, clear? It will take time a bit to understand 3D if you're new to this software, 3D stuff and everything, but eventually you will learn. So that was the selection part, how to select and deselect. Now okay, so let's start with some basic tools. Let's start with the 2D. So here's the curve. Let's say if you need to make a polyline, a straight line or something with the straight line, you can use this polyline. Click, and then if you need if you have a dimension, you can just type like 10 millimeter, 10, enter, press shift, and then what is the use of shift here? Shift will help us to go straight. It's like an temporary ortho.
Shift.
Yeah, shift. You see, this is the ortho. What does the ortho do? I will talk about this later on. So ortho is like, you know, it sets the direction in 45 degree. You see, I'm not able to go anywhere else. Like it's stuck between this two angle, one angle which is 45. Okay, so if I don't have this activated, I can just press shift, and then it will activate for the moment, like for temporary basis, unless I move my finger up. Okay, so that is called shift. So this way you can, like, you know, go ahead with your design like 15 millimeter up, use shift, and then go here again 10 millimeter, shift, and then go down again 15, shift. So here you have, yeah.
When you have the design and you have to do it, then how you will decide, like for this ring, how many millimeters you have to take here, then
All the information will be given with the design. Yeah, all the dimension, the diamond size, the ring size, everything will be given. Okay, so for the moment you just need to understand how to work on this command and how you can use it, these commands, and how you can draw them. Like you need to practice, okay, in order to understand and get used to it, because in the beginning you will have some problems like selecting. Yeah, but yeah, so all you need to take care is read here. If you read, you will help yourself. Okay, polyline, that's how it works. So click, 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 and if you need to stop this command, you can press enter. So as I said, for enter, spacebar, or enter, or right click, whatever you want to do it. Okay, to get rid of it. Interpolate curve. These curves, it goes straight. The second one is again straight, but it only works like single line. There's no second or third. So let's go directly to interpolate curve. Okay, now this is very important. You need to practice a lot on this command. Okay, so how does it work? Click on it, left click, start, and start to design something, you know, just okay. And then if you need to stop, right click, and then right click again, and then go ahead.
This was like I was not able
Okay. And what I'm doing right now is, imagine if my design is not correct, or if I did not end up correctly over here. I will select this, get some points on it, select the points. You should be familiar with the selection, so I will not explain how I did the selection. Okay, if you don't, you need to just go with the video again and again to understand what I was explaining before. Okay, select, move, click anywhere, doesn't matter, like you need to click here or here or here. Just click here and then try to adjust the shape. Okay, try to adjust the shape, and that's it. Okay, so if you need to remove the points off, you can press escape twice over here and it will go. Okay, so using this you can start to just draw anything for the moment, get used to it, use your
so when I want to stop, I'm pressing, clicking on,
yeah, right click. Yes,
right click.
for imagine if I need to stop here, for example.
Then if I want to continue,
if you want to continue, right click means
right
use
click
the
again.
no, just right click anywhere, doesn't matter.
Then it will appear.
Yes, the main thing you need to understand is, like, the right click means the last command you used it. So if you want the last command, you just need to right click it. Right click and then it will open up the interpolate curve again. Okay,
but how, from where now to continue?
how to continue, like it's
I mean, if it's half now, I want to continue.
Oh, you mean from here? Just click here if you want to continue from. Okay. So you can just draw anything.
Girl, ugly girl. With very ugly nose. You are drawing me.
How did you find out?
That's what
Love you, can guess. Okay, so jokes apart. Okay, so once you get used, if you are familiar with this commands, rectangular or circle or any of these things. Okay, rectangular, I'll show you a few commands here and then you try to work on it, and then I will give you some task. Okay, so how to use rectangular? Click on it and then it says first corner of rectangle. Click and then it can be anywhere. Okay, if you don't have a dimension, don't worry, just try to draw them, try to understand the commands. It says other corner or length, so if you have the length, you press 5, enter, then it will be 5 over here, and the width, this is the width, it can be 10, like so, 10. Okay. I'll show you the important commands over here, like the important options. Whenever I do this, if I need the rectangle on center, I select this and then I press center, then I press F4 and then I give a dimension like 10 millimeter or 15 millimeter. So this is like 10 here and 15 over here. Okay, or if you need the reverse, you need to press first what, 15 and then 10. Agree? Okay.
Now you will give me task based
No,
on
no,
this
not
option?
no, not on this option, but I will give you some work, like once you are used to these commands. Okay, circle, center of circle, F4, and then diameter, as I explained before, 10 millimeter. That's it. Let's talk more about circle. Click here, circle, and then there is option called 2 points. Okay, if I click here, first point is the beginning of the circle, and the second point is actually my diameter. Okay, so if I press 20, it will stuck in 20 millimeter distance, and then I can place it anywhere I want. Okay, don't worry like what I'm doing or how is it been done for the moment. Just try to understand and just try to practice this curves, and then we'll talk about this more in detail. Okay, so this will be like just beginning. This is just your first day. 3 points is just click 3 times, or 3 points anywhere, and you will have this circle over here. Okay, and that's it for the movement. And as I know you are smart, so I will show you some more snaps options, so this will help you to do some more designs. Okay. Okay, let's talk about end. Let's talk about snaps over here. Actually these are called O snaps in Rhino, but they are called snaps in Matrix. So this is end, this is mid, okay, center, quadrant, quad, okay, and this is near, point, intersection, tangent, and perpendicular. Okay, so why do you need this? We need this because we need to pick the right position. Okay, so for example, let's do one ring here. I will go on tools. I'll use the first option. It's called ring rail. Okay, ring rail means the inner diameter of your ring. Okay, so let's take it USA 7 and then press here. So this is your looking down view, so you can look this circle, in this view, through finger view. Okay, don't panic if you just press this and then you don't see any ring rail. You need to come here in this view and then you will find it over here. Okay, so
why you cannot see here, there?
because it's zoomed too much, it's not centered. That's why if I center it, then you can find here it's because it's a straight line, you cannot figure it out. But this is a 3D view, you can find it over here, and you can see here as well, but not here because again it's very slim, cannot see. That's why. So what I will do here is I will make a rectangle. So this is 3 by 2 rectangle. I'll do it again with the rounded option this time. Click, and I will do it like 4.5 enter and 2.5 enter, and this time I will give a value like how much of radius I need in the end. So this would be around 0.4 enter. Okay, that's it. So that's it. Select this, move from the mid, like the middle of this line. When I say mid, this is the middle of this line. Okay, correct. This is the center of your circle, of your rectangle. Same thing goes with this. This is the mid, this is the mid, and this is the end. Okay, these positions are the end. So in order to pick the right place, the right position, we are using this, so it will help us to move it. So for example, I need to move something. I will go here, move command, and then it says select object to move. So you need to select this. Okay, press enter, then it says point to move from. Where do you want to move it from? I want to move from the mid of this rectangle to the quad of this ring rail. I have it over here, you can find it over here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, and then this thing, I'll do the same thing here, move from the mid again, okay, to the quad. Okay, I'll explain you what is quad. Quad is like the topmost or the bottommost or the right or the left or the right. Okay, so this is like a very basic explanation of quad. So what I'm doing here right now is the ring rail, the default ring rail, it doesn't has a good value of points, so I'm doing a rebuild. I will explain you what is rebuild later on. Okay, so this is rebuild over here. Just I'm doing this for the moment. 12 by 3 preview. Okay, we will talk about this later on. So I have a circle, then I have this. Because we have snap, it was easy to place it properly. Okay, and then I can just select this, and then I'll use the sweep 1 history over here. Click. Hello. Okay, select this, it says select profile, so this is my profile, and then this is my second profile. Press enter, and you can see I got a ring which is not so good. The reason is it needs some reparation. Okay, we will do that. Okay, select this again, press F6. This I use the middle mouse button over here, and then I use this normal sweep 1, not the history. Okay, because it's too early to explain why the ring came out like that, because it's just a beginning day, so you will get confused. Select this. Don't worry, what I'm showing you don't need to be very careful, but this is just to understand something like how this software works. Mid, okay, right click and close sweep. That's it, you did your first ring. Simple band.
You did my first ring.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, for the moment that's it.
Finished?
Yeah.
Isn't finished? Not task for me.
No, you need to first learn this everything and then I'll give you some tasks.
How I will learn? I have to do it or no?
You need to listen to this video again and then you will be able to do it.